Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah.
A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to HJN. So, here we go. Today's topic, I can tell you right now, it's kind of a throwback to when I actually talked about the Vine app, if you don't remember, not long ago, where I have talked a little bit about the app itself. But now, I figure it's about time we move a little bit towards the present, even though this was nowhere close to the present in terms of when it first came out, and it's pretty much flopped and forgotten now. The Vine camera, yeah. Of course, I might actually be one of the only prime examples of people who might have been able to put it to good use, but in terms of the Vine camera, in my experience, I feel like that they could have done a whole lot better to it, because if Twitter is in fact making millions or even billions of dollars just by operating their own social media platform that has gotten billions of users over the years, it's just no excuse not to make a good app from the same company and the same producers that were able to make such a great app like Twitter. So of course, if you don't already recall what I've talked about based on the Vine app itself, then wow, I guess we probably should recap just to be sure, because somehow I am forgetting a lot of things now. The Vine app itself was started in June 2012, around my 13th birthday, and has since then gained millions of users and tons of viewership left and right. It was basically going to be one of the next best things to YouTube. But unfortunately, because of some budget cuts and high-end production costs just to maintain the platform itself, plus an anomaly of other issues left and right, Twitter ended up discontinuing the app by January of 2017. And I, among one of the last users ever, made my last ever Vine just before midnight, January 17th, 2017. And that right there, after midnight of January 17th, 2017, was basically where the Vine app would be completely destroyed by Twitter and just turned into an archive site. And then eventually the Vine app would be replaced by the Vine camera. It would eventually be sold for free on app stores across the globe. But many people out there who first tried it did not do so well. And I could probably understand a couple reasons why that is, because there were times where audio wouldn't necessarily sync correctly with the video, and that is kind of a common problem. Audio sometimes doesn't necessarily sync with the video, and I could remember a few times that's happened to me too. But not to mention, the app also glitches sometimes, and it also crashes. Occasionally. Every time I've used the Vine camera myself, I experience a lot of these same issues here, but nevertheless, I was able to make dozens of Vines for more than a year. That's right. Even into summer of 2018, just after my high school graduation. That was a time where I was still using the Vine camera. But eventually I completely abandoned it after I've almost lost all hope towards Twitter because of, wow, the so-called war I've had against them. The legal war, that is. I guess we could talk a little bit more about that later on, but in terms of the Vine camera itself and how much of a flop it was, I mean, it's just that. It's gotten low ratings, and even though it was free, many people still thought that it should have had a lot more to offer, like the app had back then. Twitter themselves could offer millions of different functions compared to a lot of other social media platforms. But if the same company isn't able to make themselves another great app out there to try and make it the next best thing to YouTube, then, well, I don't really know what will be the next best thing. Storyfire? I don't know. I guess we'll leave it up to them. But for now, that's pretty much all I got to talk about based on the Vine camera itself, and hopefully I might be able to talk about a few other things here and there, but if you want to see more, go down to my channel, Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.